internet. Welcome to Moon Eagle Tai Chi. Oh gosh, I still see lots of stuff in the frame that I'm going to have to change because I don't like a mess. We're in my office once again because I have better internet here until next week when I get better internet at home. So, welcome to Moon Eagle Tai Chi. We're going to do another Tai Chi Tuesday today, so that means a live streamed workout. It is going to be recorded, so if you don't make the live streams, they will be available, and I'll probably add some little info cards with different exercises to help. I have not yet created an instructional video for the form that we're doing today, which is tempering the metal. This is a new form that I've created. I've created it because we are in autumn now here in the Northern Hemisphere, and in Qigong, and what we have is the different elements rule over different seasons, or I should say are associated rather than rule. So in autumn, the Chinese element metal is the prominent one. So that rules over the lungs and the large intestine. So I created a form to work specifically to help the metal elements. A lot of us are challenged. Those are, breathing issues and also digestive issues. And so those are a lot of the most common complaints from people where they struggle. Either they have allergies in the fall or spring or sometimes year-round, or they're having digestive complaints. That's a very common issue for people. So I designed this form to kind of help work with the element of metal to help cleanse and strengthen these elements in the body and, increase our vitality. All right, so I'm going to do some housekeeping here. I'm going to move things out of the frame, hopefully. And while I get set up, let's go over some basic rules for our practice. So, rule number 1, if anything hurts, stop doing it. This is particularly important because I cannot see you on a live stream. You can see me. I can't tell if you're wincing, if I see that you're, not quite in the movement, or if you're overextending or doing something in a way that might injure yourself. So you have to be hyper vigilant for yourself. You have to take care of yourself. Number 2, if you feel like you're losing your balance, stop what you're doing, grab a hold of something, plant both feet firmly. You may want to have a sturdy piece of furniture close by if you know that you're having a particularly balanced challenge. And today's moves are going to be balance challenging. Number 3, try not to compare yourself to anybody else. That means me, because you can see me, or if you're practicing with some family members or some friends, try not to compare one another, because comparing yourself to others is a true way to find misery in this lifetime. And really, it's about your own journey, particularly. This is a practice, not a performance. So, and the point of the forms is not to do the forms great, and that's the whole point. It's really the forms are there to help condition the body, to help you move better, to help you breathe better, and to help you move through your life with a little bit more ease. So that is the purpose of a practice. It is not an end in of itself. That said, I hopefully will not have a problem like I did last month where my mic goes out of charge. I will be checking the comments regularly, so if the sound comes out, post that in the comments. I have to flip back and forth between views because I don't have 2 screens. So I might go a few minutes, but if it does, let me know, and then I will switch and take off the mic and just have to use the internal mic for the computer, which isn't as good, but better than silence. So those are my housekeeping things that we're going to do. So last bit, make sure you have some water so you can hydrate. I've got a thermos over there. And do as much as you can do, but don't overtax or push yourself to the point of exhaustion. You know, if all you do is get through the warm-up, you're still doing a lot of good for your body. I have designed the warm-up, taking from several different sources and put it together in a synergistic way to make you feel better, to give the body sort of a nice little routine to help warm up, but also to get things flowing. And if all you can do is that, that's still doing a lot of good for your body. So, you know, be gentle with yourselves. Now I'm going to check to see if we've got comments before I really start here. Not yet. So, hopefully that means everything's good. We'll just say that's what that means. And let me shut other things down. All right. All right. And we should be good to go. All right. Oh, it's fall. A little altar over here, you can just catch the edge of it. And, you know, you'd think I would have the setup figured out by now so I wouldn't have to do all these micro adjustments, or that I would get here sooner, and I was, but I had one little hiccup getting here today. And we just need to tilt the camera down just a little bit so that I can get most of me in frame. All right, yeah, here we go. So, like I said, have some water close by that you can take a sip of. And if you're worried, you're like, why is he talking so much? Why aren't we getting to the workout? We'll get there, trust me. But let's begin with our feet shoulder width apart. Have a slight bend in the knees. Gently align the pelvis, the sternum, and the forehead. And do make sure that you are at shoulder width. A lot of people take a narrower stance than they need to, or some people take a really wide and splayed out if they're particularly bow-legged. So try and get it. You know, you can tap the top of, you know, the edges of your shoulders and then draw a line down, and you can kind of see if you're in that range. You really want to be in that range. That is the best way to stay balanced for what we're doing. And when we take steps, we want to take shoulder width distance steps. And that way we can remain centered and grounded. All right, so from here we're going to inhale through the nose, down into the abdomen. Expand through the chest and then out through the mouth. And now let's come in. This is Wu Chi posture. We're going to add to this, we're going to bring our hands up to chest level. Move our shoulders back to widen and open the chest. Tilt the pinkies in towards the chest as you tilt the thumbs gently away. And you may need to tuck the tailbone in just slightly. As you can see, I'm doing a lot of little micro adjustments here to get as comfortable in this stance as possible. This is Bear Embraces the Tree. You can use this as a standing meditation posture. It's really good to work with our alignment. One of the things I notice is that my head tends to tilt forward from looking at screens all the time. So try and move that back. Now sink your weight down through your feet, down into the ground. And as you sink your weight down, also see if you can extend and lengthen the spine. Make space between the vertebrae. One of the things you can do with this posture if you're having a hard time seeing if you're aligned, you can start with your up against a wall or a post, sometimes even just a door frame, to see if you can get as much of these centers lined up and extended. You're always going to have a little bit of a natural curvature of the spine. That's fine. That's how our back is designed. But if we can, it's a slight curve, we tend to accentuate that. And as we get older, we accentuate it even more from posture and just the way that we hold ourselves. But if we can practice to bring that out, we can lengthen the spine, help counteract some of the compression that we get on our discs. And now let's bring our hands up above, palms face up, shoulders wide, chest open. You can take a slightly wider stance for this. And then with that open chest, look up in between the palms. This is holding up the heavens or holding up the sky. Try and keep that tailbone tucked in. There's a tendency as you gaze up to kind of push out with the buttocks. So counteract that by just tucking the tailbone in. This is a big stretch across the chest and the neck. If your neck is sore or stiff or this is too painful or too intense, you can just go ahead and look forward, but keep that wide shoulders, that open chest. You can maybe turn the head from side to side as an alternative to start to loosen that. And look upwards. When I first learned this was a very difficult thing for me to do, to look up. And slowly bring the arms back down, come back to shoulder width stance. And bring the hands an inch or two below the navel to Dantian. This is your center of gravity. So I tend to talk a lot in my live classes as well, my in-person ones, because it is an instructional rather than just a workout. Your workout happens, it's a low impact workout. But in theory, you take these live streams, you can watch them multiple times, or you can make a playlist of the instructional videos and make your own workout. Or, once you've learned them, you can just practice on your own. And 10 to 15 minutes a day is enough to get some benefits of Tai Chi. You can get more if you practice longer, but don't make it, burdensome to yourself. Consistent practice and smaller bites is better than, just sporadic practice of an hour or more. So, we're going to practice some basic weight shifts. As you exhale, you're going to roll Dantian over to one side, making a real shallow arc with the hips. Inhale, roll back to the center. Exhale, and now roll to the other side. And as you do this, as you go from side to side, notice wherever Dantian goes, the weight follows. And it is an arc that we're making from one side to the other. So we're not just going from side to side. What that shallow arc does for us is it helps protect the joints, particularly in our knees, that don't like lateral stress that comes through this, center of them going from side to side. They don't like that. It wears on them. So we want to make sure that we're, as much as possible, making rounded movements. And so there's a lot of circular movements in Tai Chi and Bakwa and Xingyi, and Qigong, and that is to help protect the joints, to keep them mobile. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add a turn. So as we come to one side, we've got our weight all on one leg, and we're going to turn from the waist, pivot on the heel, turn and look towards the wall. Inhale as you come back to the center. Exhale, shift over, turn from the waist, pivot on the heel, and turn and look towards the other wall. Inhale as you come back to the center. So one of the, reasons we practice these two basic weight shifts is because they are foundational. They appear in all of the footwork and Tai Chi in some way, shape, or form. I have one form that I can't really teach on a live stream because of all the turns involved, but that I teach at one of the facilities that I'm employed at, called the 5 Elements. And it's basically all of this footwork is included here. If you can shift from one side to the other, and if you can do this twisted weight shift, you can essentially do that form. That's what it is made up of. And go ahead, come back to center. Wonderful. Now let's bring our fingers in front. Curl your fingers over your thumbs. Bend forward, and as you inhale, open the chest, drive the shoulder blades back. As you exhale, you're going to make a hissing sound. It's the metal sound. As you curl back in, inhale and open. Exhale. Curl back in. Inhale and open. Exhale. Curl back in. Inhale and open. Exhale. Curl back in. Inhale and open. And exhale. Curl back in. Inhale and open. And exhale. Curl back in. Let's just hold here for a moment. Try and get that back kind of like a table. Look down between your hands here. This is the turtle. And try to make that back a nice long elongated line. And then slowly roll up. It's a challenging move for a lot of us. We don't squat very much in this culture. So we tend to be tight in the hips and then the psoas. All right. So now I have to move forward for this so I don't whack into the wall here. Trying to get my arms even out to the side. Make an O with your fingers and your thumbs. Let your hands drop down, and we're going to start to turn from the waist, letting the arms swing freely. If it's safe for you to do so, you can allow them to gently strike across the hips and the tailbone. You want to be as loose as possible with this. You really want the waist driving the movement. So relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. And now go ahead and come across the rib cage. About to get loud because I'm going to be hitting up near my mic. For the next one, come up and come across the chest. We're hitting some lung points here. So you may cough or clear your throat. That's normal. We've got some of the lung acupressure points under the collarbones here, on the top of the chest. If you're doing this in a group setting, try to, cough into your shoulder or downwards, just for politeness sake and for safety's sake. And now give yourself a pat on the back. And now come back across the chest. Come back across the rib cage. And come back down to the hips and the tailbone. And slowly come to a stop. All right. Now we're going to bend. As we do, we're going to slap the inside of the thighs as we come up, tap the pelvis. Waking up the legs now. Getting the chi flow down through the lower half of the body. I always have to remember to hit harder in the fall and winter because I have layers on. But again, this is not walloping yourself. You don't want to leave a mark. And this is a great way to wake up, by the way. If you're struggling to wake up in the morning, go through this series. One more time. Good. All right, now let's lift one arm, take the other hand, and gently tap down from the armpit to the waist. We're encouraging some lymph drainage here. Switch sides. And if for any reason you're really sensitive under that, you can also just use your hand and just brush down, kind of like just this, you know. So don't feel like you have to be rough. So now we're going to feel for the collarbones, those little protrusions. Come just below and gently tap with our fingers here. We're tapping on the end point for the kidney meridian if we're in the right location. I think of this as kind of like the reset button for our energy system. And now you want to come to the center of the sternum. This probably sounds really loud because I'm close to my mic. Sorry about that. And now come just below the chest and then out to the sides. We're almost done hitting ourselves, I swear. And now let's bring our hands in front. Become aware of tingling in the palms, up the arms, across the shoulders, down the spine, down through the legs. Bring your hands back to the dantian and breathe in. And now for our balance move practice today. This is going to be important because this balance movement is going to appear as part of our form today. So, with your feet shoulder width apart, slide sternum to the side for kick like dog, lower down, now shift over, inhale, draw in, up and out, exhale out to the side, and come down. Now, it's really important to, with kick like dog, people tend to lean out to counterbalance this leg that's kicking out. You want to remain firm and upright. So let's do this again. Shift over, inhale. One of the easiest ways to do is to draw in first, coming in close to this, so our weight's all on this one leg. Inhale, up, exhale, kick out. And engage your core and your back stabilizers, the buttocks and the leg muscles to help stabilize yourself as you kick out and come down. Now shift over. Inhale, come up. And you don't have to go up high. If you can balance down here, this is just as valid as being up here. I prefer you go to where you can actually be balanced and stay upright and aligned rather than to see how high you can get that leg. A smaller, more balanced and controlled movement is always better than a larger movement that is shaky or out of alignment. So shift over. Always shift over first. Get dantian lined up in the center of that foot. Inhale, draw in and raise the leg and the arms. Exhale, kick out to the side and come down. All right, let's take a short break and have some water. I will check comment section, see if there's any questions. If you have any questions, concerns, or need an adjustment, the comment section is how you do that, and it's how you let me know. And I need to turn my mouse on so that it responds. All right. No questions so far, so that probably means I'm either doing my job very well or everyone's too shy. So let's go back here, take a sip. So for our Qigong today, Qi raisers and Qi balancers. We always do a combination of those things. But we'll start once more with our feet shoulder width apart, slight bending of the knees. Let me get all in frame here for you. Aligning the pelvis, the sternum, and the forehead. Again, if you ever want to check your alignment, you can always, like I say, go in against a wall or in a door frame and see, try to get as much of the back and the head, chest, and the back of the shoulders there, and try and get as much of it, extended and touching the door frame. That's one way to, start to play with alignment. And it can be really uncomfortable. There's other ways where you can, once you get that, you can come out to the side to open the chest, come forward, keep the shoulders back. There's lots of different ways you can play with alignment and practice that. So it's really important. It's very foundational for a lot of other things. If you get proper alignment from your posture, it's a lot easier to move these muscles and muscle groups together. And so we're going to be doing something I call pulling up fire. I don't do this in the summer or the spring because it can be very warming. Now, a couple things. We're going to have the tip of our tongues up against the roof of our mouth behind the teeth, so that when we exhale, we retain the heat of the breath. So we'll start with our hands down below at our sides, and this is basically we're pulling up the heat from the inner earth and bringing it up to different places in the body. All right? So just keep that idea of like sort of the molten inner earth, the heat of that rising in the body. So we'll start down below. As we inhale, we're going to come up the center to lower dantian here, right about just about the navel, and exhale. Press back down, inhale. Inhale, pulling up the fire of the earth. And now we're going to pull it up to the center of the chest. This is middle dantian. Inhale, pulling up the fires of the earth. And now up to the center of the forehead, upper dantian. Inhaling up the fire of the earth. All the way now past the crown of the head, and exhale, spread the arms. Bringing that fire down and around us. Then inhaling back up. Exhaling. Down. One more time, inhale. And exhaling. And bring the hands to rest at the navel for a moment. A lot of this is very internal, based on intention and moving and pulling up. One of the things you can do is you can tense the perineum as you pull up and relax it as you come down. That's one of the things you can do if you want to bring and involve another muscle group in there. So this is intentionally pulling up the inner earth warmth. And in fall and winter, that can be really handy to bring some of that up. Now we're going to move that around some. We're going to practice, I think we're going to practice tornado arms today. Because just last week I posted the instructional for that, so we're going to come to one side, having our palms, one facing down towards the ground, whichever upper hand is on top, and the other hand's going to be roughly in the same plane, but palm face up. And what we're going to do is trace the circumference of a circle as we come across the center line to the body and come to the other side, and then turn over and trace the circumference of that circle going back the other way. Now, one of the things you want to keep in mind is to keep the shoulders relaxed. So keep your focus down on the palms of those hands, and that'll help keep your awareness down, which will also, your body tends to follow. The other thing is to keep the size of that circle the same throughout the entire movement, which can be difficult, but this is why it's so good for us to do, to practice our fine motor control. So as we inhale, we're going to circle the palms, tracing the circumference of the circle. Once we cross the center line of the body, we're going to exhale as we come to one side. It might help to picture something solid like a pizza or a manhole cover or a large platter. Inhale. tracing the edge of that circle, and exhale as you come to the side. Inhaling, coming across, and exhaling to the side. Now you can also add a weight shift. So as you come to one side, you can shift over and turn from the waist. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, shift over, turn from the waist. If that becomes too much to track or you start to get confused, you can always go back to just the circling of the palms. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, coming towards the center. Exhale as you come to one side. Inhale to the center and exhale to the side. Relax the shoulders. Inhale across and exhale to the side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Relax the shoulders. You may wonder how I know. Lots of teaching, that's how I know that you need to relax your shoulders right now. Inhale, tracing that circle. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, relax your shoulders. And exhale. And go ahead and come back to center. A lot of people really struggle with tornado arms, which is why it's good to practice. That's one that I have struggled with myself, so I try to make myself practice it as well. So let's take some water. Let's check comments. See if there are any questions before we move on to our form for the day, which is tempering metal. So far, no. No questions. Hopefully that means I'm doing my job well. All right, so tempering the metal works a lot. Was derived. I looked at a couple metal forms, and then I also looked at where the metal meridians are in the body, and they've got large intestine and lung meridian, and those tend to kind of go up around here and around here. So there's a lot of spreading of the chest and the arms in this, and that's from that, that comes from where the meridians are for the metal meridians, which are lung and large intestine. And also the kick like dog is to give it a little bit of strengthening, and also balance. I always try and include a balance move in all of my mini forms. And this particular one is part of my elemental series that I'm developing. So one for each of the 5 elements. I already have water, which we'll be doing a lot in winter, which is Wave Washes the Shorts, one of my favorite. I did do Fire Kisses the Lotus at the end of the summer. I'm not quite sure if that is the elemental form. It has the move Fire in it, but I don't know if it really jives and meshes well with this whole idea. So in the spring, by then I should hopefully have developed my wood form. So I'll be working on that over the next few months to put that together so that we have, so that in each of the seasons we have something that we can drill into and strengthen. And in traditional Chinese medicine and also Chinese astrology, people might know the birth year, they might know the animal, the 12 animals, but there's also, if you do a breakdown, they'll do like the elemental breakdowns, and some people are really well balanced in all of them. Some people have lots or an excess in some and deficiencies in one. And so for me, metal is one that I need work on. So I can practice the metal form to help bolster the metal energy, to help move some of the excess energy out of the other elements to, become more balanced, become more whole and healthy. So that is the idea. Now, each of these elements also have, what they call virtues and vices attached to them. So like the vice of metal, when it's really out of balance, is like deep grief and pessimism. And then when it is in balance, you have, confidence, integrity, sort of zest for life, kind of, that deep, it's good to be alive feeling. So that is something I certainly need to work on in these last few months. I will say that. And make sure I have some water close by. I'm going to go through it once just to show you kind of what it looks like before I break it down for you. And take you through it step by step for the practice. Yeah, see, here's lung. Lung, meridian goes up the thumb. And then down here, And then large intestine kind of goes up the index finger and across the face. So you'll see kind of why I do. I've got a chart over that shows me meridians. Kind of handy. So I start with the hands together, kind of in a prayer pose at the, the sternum, center of the chest here. And let me scooch out over this way because we're going to step out. So just watch. So put your hands behind your back and just watch for a moment how this looks. I mean it. Just watch for the first round. And then when we go to do the closing movement, which, of course, we only do on the last repetition, we step back together and come back. to our starting pose. Most forms that I am aware of end where they begin. So you end in the same movement or position that you start in. So that's what that looks like. There's a lot of moving from side to side, this flowing movement. And, metal kind of translates a lot to clouds and wind and the falling energy of the sky. So there's a lot of, similarities to a movement called brush away cloud, exposed mountain peak. It's not exactly the same, but there's a similar energy of this movement from side to side, concentrating between, these areas in the arms. But let's start. So feet together. This is one of those forms we start with the feet together. Hands in prayer at, the sternum, the center of the chest. And we're going to step out shoulder width with the left. Step out on the left, come over. And then inhale, sweeping up to the sky. And exhale, coming down the center line, sinking slightly. Inch or two from the hips. Inhale, arms sweep to the right. Exhale, they sweep to the left. Inhale, come in to kick like dog. So draw that left leg in, cross the arms, raise the leg, and exhale. Kick out and slowly lower the left heel. Once you do, inhale, come in, roll forward slightly. Bring the palms close together. And then exhale, opening the chest. Look through this L shape that you make with the palms on the left, so that we are focusing our attention down those two meridians, the lung and the large intestine. Inhale, arms drop down and sweep left. Exhale, arms sweep right. Inhale, sweep left, cross the arms, draw that right leg in, raise it up, and exhale, kick out to the side for kick like dog, lower that right heel. Inhale, bring the palms close together. Exhale, spread the arms out, look through the L. In this case, it's a reversed L. Inhale, hands drop. Turn, and we turn from the waist here. Exhale. Inhale, cross the arms, raise the left leg. Exhale, kick out for kick like dog. Lower the left leg. Inhale. Roll forward slightly, palms together. Exhale. Look through the palm. Inhale, come down. Sweep across as you turn the left leg in. Exhale. Sweep back. Inhale, draw that right leg in as you cross the arms, raise it up. Exhale, kick out for kick like dog and lower slowly the heel. Inhale, roll forward, bring the palms together. Exhale, spread the arms and open the chest. Look through the palm on the right. Inhale, come down and sweep across as you turn the right leg in. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale, draw the left leg in, cross the arms in front. Exhale, kick out for kick like dog, and slowly lower the leg. Inhale, roll forward, bring the palms close together. Exhale, open the arms out and look through the space between the index finger and the thumb. Inhale, come down and sweep. Turn the left leg in. Shift over. Exhale. Sweep right. Inhale, draw the right leg in. Cross the arms, raise the right leg. Exhale, kick out for kick like dog. Lower the right heel, inhale. Bring the palms close together. Exhale, spread the arms out. Look through the index and thumb there, that space. Inhale, come down and sweep across to the left. Exhale, sweep right. Inhale, cross the arms, raise the left leg. Exhale and kick out for kick like dog. Slowly lower the heel. Inhale, come roll forward. Palms close together. Exhale, opening the chest. Inhale, palms come down. Turn from the waist. Exhale, sweep back across. Inhale, draw the leg in, cross the arms. Exhale, kick out. Kick like dog. Slowly lower down. Inhale. Bring the palms close together. Exhale. Looking down the length of the arm through this area between the thumb and index finger. Inhale, come down, sweep. Turn from the waist. Exhale. Come back. Inhale, draw the leg in. Exhale, kick out. Slowly lowering the leg. Inhale. Palms close together. Exhale. Look down the length of the arm. Inhale. Sweep across. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale, draw the leg in, cross the arms in front, and kick out. Exhale, slowly lower the leg down. Inhale, palms close together. Exhale, opening the chest. I'm going to move back just slightly so you can see all of me. Inhale, sweep across. Exhale, sweeping across again. Inhale, draw the leg in, cross the arms, kick out for kick like dog, and slowly lower the leg back down. Inhale. Press the palms. Exhale. Gazing down the arm. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Coming into kick like dog. Exhale. Inhale, pressing the metal. Exhale, tempering. Inhale, coming down, brushing away the clouds as you turn. Exhale. Inhale, drawing in. And exhale. Kick like dog. Lower the leg. Pressing the metal. Exhale. Tempering the metal. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And now we're going to come into the closing movement. So sweep across, but don't turn as far in this time. Exhale. Sweep, just starting at the center. Inhale, sweep up the center line. As you do, bring the left leg together with the right, and exhale. Come down back into our prayer posture. All right, let's see if there's any questions. Let's see what we've got. Wow. You know, the hour passes so quickly. I'm always amazed. But we will do a short cool down and a seated Qigong to finish up. Someone's vacuuming in the building. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that form. I am going to be working on, in the next month, getting an instructional put together and edited for that. It's one that I really enjoy. There's a lot of little movements to it, and I'm still refining it a bit. You know, finding what's necessary, what's not. So I may change it a little bit. That's okay. They are living forms. They do get to be adapted, and even the forms I've been practicing for many years that were shown to me by my teacher, I have adapted over the years. So don't get into that space where you're like, that's not canon. It's canon when I say it is. So until I say otherwise. All right. So let's just go ahead and do some leg raises here. And then open out the hips. Particularly since we're moving into the cooler months, I spend more time indoors. I sit more than I should because of that. So I'm trying to combat that with keeping things mobile down here. Let's put our hands on our lower back, and we're going to just circle through the hips. And then we're going to reverse directions. This is kind of like Tai Chi hula hoop. And then we're going to take the chin and draw a circle. You'll hear some snap, crackle, pops. That's perfectly normal. And then reverse directions. And now circle the shoulders back. And then circle them forwards. And now lift them up and let them drop. Lift them up and let them drop. Lift them up, let them drop. Lift them up and let them drop. And shake the wrists forward. Turn them over. Come out to the side and bounce up and down. And now let's finish the standing practice with silk sheets. So as you inhale, let the arms rise on the breath. Exhale. And let them sink back down. Inhale up. And exhale. Down. Inhale. And exhale. All right. Grab a chair or something to sit on, maybe a yoga ball or stool, and we'll finish up with a seated Qigong meditation. So I always finish class with some seated meditation work. Let me double check to make sure we don't have any questions or comments. So, wonderful. So let me know what you have thought of this form, tempering metal. The first time I presented it was yesterday at one of my classes, and people really seem to like it. It's a small little form. There's not too much to it, but it seems to be very good for, bringing people inwards, which is what I really like about it. So what we're going to do for our seated Qigong today is that we are going to practice what I call the tree meditation. Now, this was not something that is associated with Qigong. It's more from an old meditative practice that I had for grounding. So, we're in the northern hemisphere. We're moving into autumn. If you're in the southern hemisphere, sorry, you can watch this at the other time of the year. But actually, it's good to do it at any particular time. This is connecting us down and grounding us into the deep earth and bringing in that earth energy coming up through the trunk and down around us to sort of get us centered, get us grounded, get us connected to where we are and being present. So that's useful no matter where you are. In the fall and in the winter, we see, growth stop on the exterior for deciduous trees. The leaves fall, and for many of us it seems like the trees just go into stasis. What happens during the autumn and in the winter months is that the roots actually do more growing. So there is growth going on. It's just all beneath the surface. So I think that's really interesting that there's a lot going on that we're not seeing. And so this is, again, bringing us down, connecting our roots down into the earth so that we too can nourish and grow and go deeper with ourselves in our own personal growth. So this is very simple. You're going to close your eyes. Again, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale. Down into Dantian, expanding upwards to the chest, out through the mouth. And then from Dantian, we're going to see a little taproot of light move down and connect down into the earth. As we breathe, it's going to network out, burrowing deeper, spreading, dividing. Until we are tethered firmly to the earth, connecting deep into the earth, into the ground. And now, as we inhale, we're going to draw that nourishment of the earth up through those roots, up through the trunk of the body, up through the top of the head. And as we exhale, it's going to cascade down around us like weeping willow branches. Inhaling chi up from those roots. And exhaling. Allowing it to cascade down around us. Inhaling chi up. And exhaling chi down. Inhaling chi up. And exhaling chi down. slowly allow that image to fade, and when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Oh, we got a comment. It's interesting and comforting, the tree. Yeah, and a tree little emoji. Cute. That's wonderful. Thank you for that. So, we'll of course have another live stream next month. I may be doing it from my home because I'm supposed to be getting faster internet in the next week. And it's easier for me to set up down there than it is in a small space like this where I have to move everything. So we'll see what the next month brings. We'll probably be doing wave washes the shore, or we'll see what the weather patterns are. We might be doing this workout again with some different qigong, to sort of get that in to your body and move us firmly into the season. So after that, we'll be doing more water qi, deep kidney qi work throughout the winter months to help us, maintain our vitality, maintain our inner fire and warmth as well. So it's been wonderful. Thank you for joining me. Let's bring our left hand palm face up. Inhale, circle it in towards the chest. Down and around, and exhale. Bring it in towards the heart. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you're notified whenever I have a live stream or other video gone. Check out my other channel, which is just Thomas Mooneygle. For healing videos and metaphysical stuff, you can check out my website, www.thomasmooneygle.com. If you're interested in working with me personally on healing work, readings, other kind of coaching kind of venues, and if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, you can do that. There are 3 tiers. There's the Tai Chi Circle, the Sacred Circle, and the Cosmic Circle. So if you just want to have your name listed in my credits, you can put yourself down on the Tai Chi Circle. If you want to become more involved in my spiritual community, you can join my Sacred Circle, be part of weekly ceremonies and monthly calls that I do on the second Tuesday of the month, which are always recorded so that you can go back in case you missed any of them. And if you want to have like a small mini session with me, a private session, every month you can join the Cosmic Circle. So, for as little as $3 a month or as much as $25 a month, whatever your budget is in there, you can help support me. Special thanks to new patron supporters that came on this month, Chris Rubenstein and Island Vibes. I really appreciate every bit of support that I get from my patrons. It makes me feel valued, and it helps me continue to do the work that I do. So until next time, peace and blessings.